Hello my lovelies, and welcome to my little cottage by the sea, the place where I love to stitch and craft my way to a vintage inspired and sustainable lifestyle. It's a brand new year and I have lots of things that I would like to make and do, and I thought that I would share in this video how I'm organising what I'm calling my personal curriculum for 2026. So each year I do like to think about some things that I would like to accomplish, and as somebody with ADHD, or actually AUDHD, I can get very overwhelmed, and I saw this idea for building a personal curriculum and it really resonated with me. As a teacher, educator, I've been in the school system for a very long time, so the notion of curriculum building actually is sort of second nature to me. What I've done here is I've organised my personal curriculum into, roughly speaking, about 3 areas of interest, and there's a bit of overlap in them, and quite often there's sort of a relationship between the 3, as in something that I want to do in one area overspills into another. Some of these are longer term projects. Some of them I'm going to be working on over on Patreon. Some of them I'm just going to be sharing with you here in upcoming videos, which I'm really excited about. So how I'm organising my personal curriculum, and really there's so many ways of doing it, but how I'm approaching this is I've got my 3 areas, and they are arts and crafts, history and culture, and fashion and dressmaking. So rather than set resolutions or specific goals, this year I really want to fill my cup, so to speak. I want to learn and develop my crafting skills even further. So it's really serendipitous that the sponsor of today's video is Craftsy. If you're not familiar with Craftsy, then please allow me to introduce you. Craftsy is an online community of creative crafters and kindred spirits where you can find endless inspiration, advance your skills, or learn new ones. Craftsy has over 2,000 inspiring classes you can take and enjoy at your leisure, including classes in sewing, knitting, quilting, crochet, drawing, cake decorating, and so much more. What I like about Craftsy is that their classes are really simple, step by step, so very easy to follow and suitable for all skill levels. I've added a few classes to my personal curriculum, and as you may know, I'm aiming to improve my knitting skills, especially in Fair Isle and Magic Loop. Jen Lucas's top-down sock knitting using Magic Loop is going to be really useful for me. I have quite a few other classes lined up as well. Perfect timing for working on my personal curriculum. If you'd like to try out Craftsy, be sure to try the link in my description, and the first 1,000 people watching this video who do use my link will get a whole year of Craftsy's premium membership for $1.49. So as I said, I've divided up my areas of study into these 3 areas that have quite a lot of breadth to them. So let's have a little look at arts and crafts, which I'm very excited about. So I've been working on a few patchwork projects, and this is an area that I really want to explore further. I've loved making my patchwork dresses, and I am aiming to make my ghost quilt. It was something that I mentioned that I wanted to make last year. I didn't get round to it, but it's still there as a would like to make, so that's on the list. And I also want to have a look at quilting. I've always loved trapunto or Italian quilting, but I want to have a look at it from a historical perspective. I'm also really interested in whole cloth quilts and would really like to understand the history of whole cloth quilts and give some whole cloth quilting a go. That's really hard to say. And I'm loving how these crafts are used in fashion, so that's something that I really want to be looking at. Making patchwork things, but also making some quilted clothing. I've mentioned quilted jackets using pre-bought quilts from places like Merchant and Mills, and I've seen a fabulous pattern from Folklore, which is a quilted petticoat, and I'd really love to get that a go to create some kind of wearable version for my wardrobe now, even though it's a historical pattern. I'm really loving the challenge of that and how that can really make my wardrobe much more interesting. I was really lucky and very grateful indeed that my dearest and best friend donated all of her old leather working equipment to me, including some leather and all the tools that I need to get going with leather work. So that's an area that I really want to look at. I would love to be able to replace my bag, and there are quite a few Lena Hoshek belts that keep catching my eye. I'm thinking a few basic skills that I can quite easily learn will enable me to make some really fabulous things for my handmade wardrobe. My next area of study is history and culture, and this is where things do start to overlap a little bit. My first topic is the artist Leonora Carrington. She's one of my favourite surrealist artists. I did do a talk about her and Leonore Feeney, who's also amazing, over on my Patreon on what was my Tea with Tara talks and is now Whispered Threads. She wrote some incredible books and she was a fascinating person, so I would really like to go and see some of her work in real life if I can. A trip to Tate Modern is on the cards because I believe that there is a painting of hers there. I've got a wonderful book all about her, and I also want to read some of the fiction that she wrote because it's really quite amazing. My next area is something that I've called I Should Rococo. I went to the V&A's Marie Antoinette exhibition and it absolutely blew my mind. There were so many ideas and little threads that I wanted to untangle, and it took me back to Vivienne Westwood, or Dame Viv as I call her, one of my all-time favourite mentors, muses, designers, people that has ever been, and I love her fashion, and I want to have a look at Marie Antoinette and her life. I want to read some biographies about her and understand her a little bit better. I want to have a look at how Vivienne Westwood was really inspired by the Rococo, not necessarily Marie Antoinette, but Rococo art. A visit to the wonderful Wallace collection in London. I have been before, it's free, and I think that would be really interesting to have all of that going on at the same time, understanding the history of the time, the decorative arts of the time, and then have a look at Vivienne Westwood and how she interpreted that in her design. My next topic of interest on my personal curriculum, something that I really want to spend the whole year researching and understanding, is to dive into my Welsh heritage. I'm also really into folklore, which you may have noticed if you spend time with me here in my little cottage by the sea. There's a whole world that I know very little about. Looking at quilting and Welsh quilts and Welsh whole cloth quilts is something that I'm very interested in. Also the traditional folk costume, traditional dress of Welsh people, how all of that works together. I'm really enjoying a podcast about Welsh folklore by Mark E. Rees, and I'm gonna dive into all those podcasts, there's quite a few of them, and use that as a jumping off point. I want to have a look at some books about Welsh traditional costume and then traditional Welsh crafts, and probably some Welsh folklore, myths and legends too. I think that that will really help me to get in touch with my Welsh heritage, my Nana Jones and my family that all lived in Panticumar. Last year was an epic year for reading, and there's certainly a lot of reading here, a lot of factual reading, and then some slightly bonkers surrealist reading with Leonora Carrington. But I've decided that I want to work my way through all of Jane Austen's books. So I have this lovely little edition of Northanger Abbey, which I've read, and I have read a lot of Jane Austen, but so many years ago. I really enjoyed reading her Juvenilia recently, her little history book. So I'm going to collect this particular edition of Jane Austen's works and sprinkle her lovely witty books through the year and enjoy them in amongst a lot of other reading that I want to do. The third and final area of interest, of study for my personal curriculum for 2026 is fashion and dressmaking, which is essentially what I do for a living and how I spend most of my time here on YouTube and over on Patreon. You will probably know that I have a lifelong obsession and deep love for Elsa Schiaparelli. It was the skeleton dress that I read about in a book when I was 10 that set me off on the road of wanting to work in fashion, really wanting to understand the construction of clothes. I've already been to one exhibition in Paris a couple of years ago. There is a video about it. And I was absolutely over the moon to find that the V&A is going to be holding a huge exhibition from March this year. So that one is on my agenda, and I want to continue to explore the way in which she worked as a designer and her garments. I've had lovely opportunities over on Patreon to pattern cut, to recreate some of her looks. I'm going to be exploring all things Schiaparelli in that sketchbook through the year, and I'm wondering how many times I may need to go to that exhibition. Probably time to get that V&A membership sorted out. There are a few things that I really want to make this year, and actually my sewing has slowed down so drastically, which I'm really pleased about. I want to make things really intentionally. I'm really thinking about layering, and a real gap in my wardrobe are little jackets. I've either got very tailored or very casual, and I want something in between. I'm really loving some vintage pieces that I've seen online and these tourist jackets. I have this wonderful pattern from the 1940s, 1950s with dragons on, but I'm wondering about maybe doing some kind of Hastings tourist jacket. That would be rather fab, I think. I'm also going to be making jeans. Those are going to be a video over on Patreon, and I want to have fun with my wardrobe. I want to inject a little bit of excitement and energy. I want to try out some different styling ideas, and I'm actually sharing my wardrobe diaries with my couturiers over on Patreon, so I'm sure we're going to have a lot of fun with the styling. Overall, I really want to improve my pattern cutting by exploring both Schiaparelli and Vivienne Westwood, and seeing how some interesting historical references can make their way into my wardrobe. I've really enjoyed this notion of regal core, which the sort of I should Rococo does kind of fit into, and I'm excited to see what that can become as I plan my dressmaking projects through the year. So one of the things I really want to do is time travel and take moments from the 30s or 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s even, maybe even the 1780s, and see how I can create outfits and silhouettes that really make me feel amazing and confident and ready to embrace this wonderful new year. So that's how I'm organising my personal curriculum and the things that I'd like to make and do in 2026. I think that giving myself a focus of just 3 areas that encompass just a couple, 3 different things that sort of interrelate are going to make it really exciting. I'm going to be able to research far and wide within those areas. Always good to give somebody with ADHD some very specific parameters, but then room to play within those boundaries. Thank you so much for taking the time to spend the time with me here in my little cottage by the sea today, and I hope you found this really inspiring. I'd love to hear what you would put on your personal curriculum. I've given myself quite a few things to study because I create content for a living, so this is ideally to really help me in that process too. But also, as I said, I really want to fill my cup. I want to nurture my intellect as well as my hands by making things, developing my skills on a little bit so I don't stay stale and stuck in a rut. I'm really excited about all of this, and I really want to say a huge thank you to Craftsy for sponsoring this video. It really is very kind of them to do so. So I'm off to the library to go and get myself some books so that I can start working on my personal curriculum. I hope that wherever you are in the world, my lovelies, I hope that your year has started off as well as it possibly can, and I really look forward to sharing all these exciting things with you this year. See you soon.